the Kentucky Wildcats, coming off a 55-point win on Monday, and the season lid lifter look to continue the momentum from opening night as they host the Norse of Northern Kentucky University. Hi everyone, I'm Jeff Becker alongside of Christy Thomas, and welcome into historic Memorial Coliseum. Well, we saw one thing that you could take away from game one on Monday. That is the front line of the Wildcats was very impressive, but Kentucky is going to see a very different style tonight than they saw on Monday, aren't they?
They absolutely will. The Norse will play some zone, and they also will shoot an awful lot of threes, and they're going to run a lot of their offense through this young lady right here, Hallie Edawu. Jeff Hands, the head coach at Northern Kentucky, tells us that there's one word he can use to describe her, it's tenacity. She had 18 points in the Norse's first game and shot great from the field. 7 of 9, 3 of 4 from the three-point line. She's strong, she's athletic, and she's definitely going to challenge this Kentucky defense.
And for Kentucky, a very impressive first start in blue and white for Clara Strack, the 6'5 sophomore.
A lot to like with Clara Strack, and what I like the most about her is her versatility. She had a career-high 22 points, and that's the most points in a Wildcat debut. But she has great touch around the basket. She's got a great mid-range jumper, and she also has the green light to shoot the three and even handle the basketball. So Kenny Brooks has an awful lot of trust in that young lady.
There you see Kenny Brooks' first season as the Kentucky head coach. This guy is really, really good, folks. Last season took Virginia Tech to the Final Four, a 718 career win percentage. That's the third highest among SEC coaches. And Jeff Hands, he is in his first season at NKU, but don't let that fool you. This guy can coach. 3 national titles at Thomas More, 2 at the Division III level, 1 at NAIA, and he's a 3-time National Coach of the Year. An 88, almost an 89% win percentage. That's getting it done.
It's incredible what both of these men have been able to do in college basketball. So I think this is, we're in for a treat because there's a lot of experience and a lot of winning that's happened on both sidelines.
Well, for Kentucky, they're going to have a huge height advantage yet again. They had it on Monday. They've got it here, too. Only 2 players on Northern's roster over 6 feet tall.
That'll be a recurring theme for sure when Kentucky plays anyone, for that matter, because they are incredibly long, one of the taller teams in the country.
There's the starting 5 for Coach Hans. He said they'll play a little bit of everything, but offensively, they like to shoot the 3. Kentucky's come out and guarded them outside that line, and they're going to force them to try to make something happen. That's a one-handed running shot there. That's a tough one to take right there by J.C. Jones.
Better than half the shots that the Norse took the other night were 3-pointers.
And look at the difference. A wide-open 3, no good there by Tiana Key, but she tips it out. Georgia Amoore is able to tip that ahead to Deja Lawrence. Is that going to be a shot clock, I think they're saying?
Yes, it reset.
There we go.
And did not need to, so there we go.
Because Kentucky remained in control of the basketball. Amoore kicks it over to Strack again. Open, Deja Lawrence 3 on the way in and out. Boy, what a difference 3 days make. But they were hitting them in practice this morning.
Oh, this team can shoot. There's no doubt about that.
That pass almost thrown away, but a nice recovery there. And trying to go up and under is Macy Blevins, their best player. And Macy's foul. She'll go to the free throw line.
Foul is on number 32, Leah Hassett. Her first and the team first.
Macy Blevins from Monticello, Kentucky.
Blevins at the line for 2.
Western Kentucky transfer. So I've always wondered, and I've lived here in Kentucky for 50 years. Is it Monticello or Monticello? Some people say cello.
No.
Okay.
Cello. Monticello. It's kind of like Louisville. You know whether you're from here, from Kentucky or not, depending on how you say Louisville.
That's right.
If you say Louisville, we know automatically. It's Louisville.
Amoore stops and pops from 15 and knocks it down. She is almost too nice with the basketball. She has to take more shots to get this team in the flow, I think.
Kenny Brooks said if you go back and look historically at what she's done in her first 6, 8, 10 ball games of any season, she takes fewer shots and she scores less points because she's really trying to facilitate. It's incredibly important to her to get her teammates involved, and she really understands the game so well and knows how to do that. So part of that is her really trying to get her teammates involved, but then she starts to understand the value that she knows the value that she brings, but she starts to really step into that and lean into it to start scoring more. So he said, you know, you see her mid-season and towards the end of the season, you see that scoring start to pick up a little bit more as she takes more on.
I think she saw here tonight, Kentucky missed her first couple of shots, so she made a nice move and got the shot away. That's going to be a jump ball. There's Georgia Amoore, all-SEC first-teamer.
On all the watch lists for all the things, and rightfully so. I mean, she's, you know, a young lady that just, we'll talk about it as ad nauseum with her because she is such a smart player.
Coming off 10 blocks in game 1, Kentucky gets another one right there, and it's Amelia Hassett that got that one. Again, kicking it around, another wide open corner 3 ball, and Hassett knocks it down. Hassett had 14 points in game 1, 9 rebounds.
Do not leave that young lady open ever. She can pull that trigger and shoot from anywhere. She's got a great release, a quick release. She's confident and knows she wants to shoot.
At Eastern Florida State, 40% three-point shooter.
Deep in the corner here, watch the drive. Deja Lawrence draws the defense and then kicks it back out, 0 hesitation. That's what shooters do. You know you want to pull the trigger anytime, anywhere.
So first turnover of the game by Northern on that bad pass. The one thing you'll see from the Cats is all 5 players, they will step out and they'll shoot the 3. They are not afraid to shoot it. Deja Lawrence, this is a long 2, and she misses there. She's missed a couple of shots to start this game. Kentucky just now 2 of 6 from the field. Inside they go, up and under, and it rolls out. Wouldn't fall for Abby Walterman.
It's really patient for Abby Walterman on that. Take another look here to see. Puts the ball on the floor. Then this is where the patience kicks in. Patience. Then to be able to play through some contact there, trying to get the and one.
Yep, she's from Cincinnati, Westchester, on the fringe of Cincinnati. She went to IU Indy, transferred in, and Coach Hand said it's going to take him a little bit of time to get his style of players in. Everyone does.
These two programs are definitely dealing with the same kinds of things, where it's a culture that you're trying to settle into, something new, something different, a new way, new faces.
The great thing for Coach Hans, 13 years, he was right down the road at Thomas More College. So a lot of the high school coach, every high school coach knows who he is.
Kamora Morgan did a nice job there double teaming Tiani Key and really had her just a little off balance.
Idawu yet to take a shot. Another steal by Kentucky.
It's a great cut there by Northern Kentucky, though.
And KU's back, so she finds the open player. Oh, thought Lawrence would take that 3, but Amoore will, and she's just short. Key inside, had the rebound, but it got taken away. Nice play in there by Walterman, and here comes the Norse. Kentucky's back, so they'll set their offense from the wing. It's Kamora Morgan you were talking about, and J.C. Jones. Idawu trying to get a shot off over Strack, flips it up, no good, a little hard off the back iron. Walterman had a 3, but she'll drive into the paint. Knocked out of there again, 10 on the shot clock. Spinning across the defense, baseline. Good, nice, really nice move by Kamora Morgan there.
Yes, she's got a great body there, strong, 6 feet.
So they
great drive.
Scored 4 quick points to tie this one up at 5. Kentucky off to a slow start tonight, and a nice play there, a deflection by Macy Blevins.
Watch the drive, got Deja Lawrence by a step. Just takes it in there, very aggressive. Kenny Brooks has to be frustrated with this start, but also has to like it because his team's facing some real adversity here. They haven't, been nearly as efficient on the offensive end as what they were on Monday night. Only 2 of 8 from the field.
Kentucky sticking with that man-to-man. Played so well in game 1. Tallest player on the court for Northern Kentucky, Gabby Rosano in the game, but this is Aduwu. She goes inside, gets it blocked away, ball's on the ground, and they clear it to Strack. Strack will take it up herself. This is something she can do. Stops, slows down, drives the lane, and lays it in. Wow. Wow.
She has the green light to go inline to inline, which is what we just saw right there when she comes up with the ball. What a beautiful hesitation. Looks just like a point guard out there.
So now basically have 2 point guards in the game with Cassidy Rowe in. Stop and pop, and boy, that's 2 nice jumpers by Amoore Morgan. Out of Ontario.
Just a freshman to, listen, you get going early in a game like that, you can really start to feel it, gain some big time confidence for Jeff Hand's team.
Strack over to Rowe, long jumper, good, as she knocks down a 3. Cassidy Rowe, you can just see her confidence from last week. Looks like a totally different player from a year ago.
Well, she's a kid that can shoot. She spends a ton of time in the gym, gets up a ton of shots. An open shot like that, an open look like that, she has to take it. Kenny Brooks wants her to take it.
Good defense again by the Cats. Another turnover, and here they come. 4 on 3. Ahead to Tiana Key. She lays it up and in.
Tiana Key from Georgia.
They run well, the court, don't they?
They do, and when your bigs can run that well and handle that well in transition, boy, you've really got something. But, Kentucky finally getting something going on the defensive end to really force the issue on offense.
This is something that this team couldn't do a year ago. Quick 5-point spurt, and they're up 12-7. JC Jones, 4 on the shot clock. She's got to do something. Baseline, blocked by Amoore. Amoore, how many shots has she blocked at 5'5"?
Georgia Amoore at 5'6" says, bring it.
Here's Cassidy, spins it over the top. Back again, Amoore gets it, stops, pops from 17, in and out. Been a fluid game. We're already under 2.5 minutes.
In the blink of an eye.
Strack with another block. But watch Claire Strack. This is something we haven't seen here in a long time. A big taking the rebound and leading the break.
Watch that hesitation right there, all the way in. Feeling good about it, giving her team the lead.
Welcome back to historic Memorial Coliseum. Kentucky's run off 5 straight points to lead at 12-7. And Macy Blevins, you see her out on the court. She's number 20, a 5'10 senior. She's a preseason All-Horizon second teamer, but 7 seniors, they all decide to come back and play for Coach Hans.
Well, and that's not, you don't see that every day, right? That somebody wants to come in and really try to plug into a new way and a new culture. And I asked, Coach Hans before the game how that's going, because it's a lot, and he said it's going great. And he said everybody's really buying in. So, kudos to him and his staff for being able to get a good thing going, and to keep seniors to be able to retain that kind of experience is certainly something that you want and need.
Yeah, he signed on in April, and I asked him earlier, I said, how long do you think it'll take? Is it a huge jump from where you were to this? He goes, yeah, at that level at Thomas More College, Division III to Division I, that's a big jump. But he was helped there for a couple of years by one of the best college players ever to come out of there. I mean, Sydney was an unbelievable player who scored at will at that level. Remember, she had hurt her knee in Florida. It was an all-freshman
and
team.
Sydney Moss is who you're referring to. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Randy Moss's daughter.
Yes,
the great football player.
Had a wonderful career.
Sydney was just fantastic. I keep forgetting my audience.
He said, well, and you asked him too, was she one of the best you ever coached? And he kind of just looked at you like, was that a serious question?
Yeah, yes. It's like saying, is Larry Bird, is Michael Jordan the best you ever coached?
Well, Northern Kentucky's guards definitely putting the ball on the floor and taking it to Kentucky's defense.
Boy, just a beautiful pass. When you're 6'5", you can throw over the defense, and you dump it into Silva at 6'7". That's tough to defend that.
No question, and this is something they worked on at shoot-around, and it's, that's a situation that's just like a quarterback with a wide receiver. Put it right where they, and only they, can get the ball, and at 6'7", she keeps that ball up over her head, you're not getting it. But you've also got to have some nice touch. You've got to be able to, not everybody can pass. You've got to be able to pass the ball and put it in the right spot.
That's Anna Hamilton, 5'5" freshman, who takes it with the left hand. She's coming out of Connor High School right up in northern Kentucky.
No fear for these Norse guards.
Yep, out by the airport in Hebron. Strack inside. Boy, beautiful how she put her body to create some space there.
Yeah, it's good offense there for Kentucky.
There's Hamilton again with the left-handed dribble. Kicks it off to Morgan. Now they zip it over to Abby Wolterman. Back to, boy, nice move, but the hands of Cassidy Rowe with the steal. Took it right away from Anna Hamilton. Beautiful pass inside Silva, a little excited, couldn't get it to fall, a little hard on that shot. But Amoore runs it down.
Well, she was perfect from the field on Monday night, so you felt like at some point you come down out of the clouds just a little bit there.
Yeah, she took a step before she started her dribble there.
Steps gone.
But we're seeing some more efficient and more purposeful offensive sets for Kentucky. They've said, listen, we've got size. We got to be able to take advantage of that, and they've done that for three trips now.
Replacing number 13, Strack.
We mentioned this, Kentucky, in a Kentucky debut, Clara Strack with 22. Giving the BBN something to be excited about.
Milking the clock a little bit. Boy, that's a deep three on the way, just missing off the back iron by Kalissa Lacey. Kentucky down the court quickly, and Key puts it in.
Strong hands for Tiani Key, because that's twice now that the defender has gotten a hand on or around the ball, and she's still been able to get it in and up over the rim. So you've got to have strong hands so that when the defender comes in and tries to tip that away, that you're still able to maintain control.
Kentucky up 7 here, 18-11. Quickly, Wolterby gets it back out, deep three again, and this time she knocks it down. Kalissa Lacey with the three at the buzzer, cuts the lead to 4. Kentucky led in game 1, 26-11 after 1. And after 1 here tonight, Kentucky leads Northern 18-11.
The previous plays under review for successful three-point basket.
18-14 is your score from historic Memorial Coliseum after 1 quarter of play.
Well, I'm just digging in here to see if I can figure out when was the last time Kentucky had more blocks in a quarter than this one. 5 blocks for just about everybody getting in on the action. This wasn't just about the bigs. Georgia Amoore getting in on the action and had one as well, but they had 12 blocks versus USC Upstate on Monday night.
Tallest team in UK history. Now,
That's
I
right.
said this to you earlier about, when you've got 6'7", 8 of 13 players are 6'1" or taller, and 4 over 6'3". I mean, when you've got that kind of size, there's just not a whole lot of teams that can match that.
Well, and the size really, being inside at the post presence is one thing, but being able to have that size on the wing, being able to have that size in that 2 and 3 guard spot is huge. Makes it tough to defend. You're a matchup problem. And then when all 5 players can step out, we talk an awful lot about positionless basketball, and a lot of coaches will throw that out, but it's like, do you really mean that? And when all 5 players can step out and shoot, when all 5 players can bring the ball up the floor, which is exactly what Kenny Brooks is okay with, then you really are looking at positionless basketball.
Amoore out front gets a pick from Silva. Back to Amoore, trying to go inside to Silva, but nicely guarded on the interior by Gabby Rosano.
Strack.
Well, you know you got to guard this young lady. She has got some depth. Lacey, number 2, and there she goes, tries to cut down the baseline, but ball's kicked away and stolen back, and here comes Lawrence. Lawrence is going to take that all the way into the basket, but knocked away. Strack saves it. Amoore, 3, no good, in and out. Just not falling tonight as easy as they did on Monday.
I think that was to be expected a little bit. You know, I think that's one scenario where you're like, wow, they're just mere mortals.
Yeah. So I got Cammie working on your blocks in the quarter.
Okay.
Nice ball movement inside as they kick that one over to Abby Wolterman.
Do we have a verdict? Not yet.
So hanging in there is the Norse of Northern Kentucky. Strack 3, short on that. Rebound comes off to the Norse, and here comes Madison French. There's Strack, I think, got in the face of Wolterman, and she missed that shot.
Beautiful hesitation.
Oh, the ball's just not fall. Amoore just kind of smiles like, yeah, they're going to come. She's now 1 of 5 from the field.
It's a great take.
Yep.
I mean, you're taking that all day. The 3 that Clara Strack took, you're taking that. I mean, this is just one of those things that it's just not falling. Listen, they shot, better than 50%.
Again,
Monday night.
But you talked about the blue-white game, how tight the rims are. You talked to the players, right?
Oh,
they
yeah.
said, they're tight.
These rims are tight. But, you know, you adjust to that. You have to learn. They're practicing in here, spending a good bit of time. Another block.
Yeah, I think Silva got a piece of that one. Here comes Amoore. Wants to get it to Strack, and does. Back to Amoore, a little 2 up, step back 3. Man, that was all the way down the cylinder.
It's a great shot. It's a great shot, though. I love that.
Man, zipping all the way, almost went too far was Macy Blevins, but kicked it out to the wing, and it got kicked away.
Well, we're starting to see some defensive intensity pick up for Kentucky, a few more deflections. Clearly, that's something they would have talked about in their timeout. You know, I felt like on Monday night that they had played some pretty good defense. I felt like the communication was there. We go into the post-game press conference, and Georgia Amoore says it was terrible. Our first half communication was awful. So I thought, well, this young lady's destined to be a coach, because that's coach speak right there for sure. Really not pleased with how our team played in the first half. It's a 55-point win, by the way. And said we did much better in the second half. She just was looking for better rotations and communication. So I think that's what we're going to see out of Kentucky in terms of making adjustments. Northern Kentucky's done a great job. Their guards haven't put the ball on the floor and driving. They need help.
Inside to Silva, off the, boy, to bank that off the glass. That's nice from the left side with the right hand.
Just makes that look silky smooth.
As she matures into her body, remember, she's just a freshman. As she gets stronger, it's bigger. Nice take.
That's the communication that we're talking about. It's a great take there by Northern Kentucky. When you've got a step, you know, you're pulling the big out. This is something that Kenny Brooks talked about too, is they're going to go 5 out. Northern Kentucky is. So when they do, now your bigger players, your taller post players have to learn how to come out and defend, how to close out.
Silva and Strack are so good with that step back, and at 6'5" and 6'7", almost impossible to block that.
Nice, sweet little fadeaway that's got great touch.
Nice poke there by Silva. Hassett couldn't quite get to it. She's got Blevins, so she's got all she can handle. Now they switch, and Blevins will take Silva inside, throws it up. Strack gets the rebound. Looking for the outlet, gets it to Amoore. Northern Kentucky's back, so Amoore walks it up the court. Amoore gives this one up to Lawrence. Back to Strack. A little motion offense out front.
Good.
Amoore drives and lays it up and in. So pretty.
Well, it's both of those players knowing each other so well, and neither player giving up on it.
Back to Blevins. Northern Kentucky being Really, really nice cut to the basket there. The basket by Blevins and the foul. She'll go to the line for a three-point play.
Beautiful backdoor by Blevins. Watch here, there's a switch that you don't see that happens where Amelia Hassett picks up Deja Lawrence's player. She calls for the switch. They do that effectively, but then Lawrence just gets beat going back door. Just a heads-up play by Blevins.
You really have to be impressed by how Northern Kentucky is running their offense against this much bigger Kentucky team. Strack, pretty pass from Silva, dumps it for two.
Silva, not to be outdone there, wants to show she can pass too. Again, that takes touch, you know, to be able to put it in the right spot.
Kentucky 10 assists on 13 made baskets
Perfect.
so far in the game. Silva blocks that one almost out of the hands of Kamara Morgan. Amoore just throws it to Strack. She saves it into Key. Ball on the floor. And she brought it down, and it was taken away by Blevins.
Well, she had lots of traffic around her, but she was trying to find someone in white to throw it to.
Got to keep that ball up above your shoulder. She brought it down. They took it away. They'll have the basketball when we come back, down 8. Well, a little arm wrestling on the court here.
This is how people get hurt.
She didn't
you know?
want to arm wrestle with me.
This is how people get hurt right here.
Walk us through this offensive play, the little give and go action.
Yeah, well, this was beautiful, and it was for several reasons, because these two have to be on the same page, where Georgia Amoore is going to come around off of that screen, wants the handoff, and they both recognize that the defender is trailing. If Clara Strack makes that handoff, that could very easily be a turnover, or somebody can deflect that ball. But Georgia Amoore and Clara Strack both see that the defender is trailing, and she just keeps going and doesn't give up on it. Neither does Clara Strack, and it makes for a beautiful scenario when your big can pass that well. That's really what we're looking at, is a big that can really do it all, and she's doing such a great job passing the ball.
Well, here's your portal additions for the Wildcats, and both of those players coming from Virginia Tech, along with Gabby Brooks. Key coming from North Carolina, Lawrence from Charlotte. Jordan Obi, she's coming over from Penn. You unfortunately won't see her with the injury. Or Poroba, who is also injured this season. Both of them pretty sure going to miss the entire season. And then Amelia Hassett, the JUCO.
Well, when you
both Obi and Poroba, though, would be starters on this team.
Those two injuries, those were tough for Kentucky, no question about that. But you know, at this point you move on. I think what that does is it certainly affects Kentucky's depth. This is where players have to stay healthy. They've got to stay out of foul trouble, because you don't go nearly as deep as what you'd want to, because there's no question those two are potential starters on this team.
Hamilton goes with the left hand, but too quick is Cassidy Rowe to knock that one out of bounds. It'll stay Northern Kentucky basketball. She had a step on her, but Rowe has quick hands. Aduwu really yet to really make a difference here. Air ball that time by Macy Blevins. Three-point shot, just missed everything.
Well, and that's where, you know, Idawu, if she wants to get involved in the scoring, is, you know, it's not going to happen with her back to the basket.
Right.
She's going to have to step out. She knocked down some three-pointers the other night. She's going to need more of that.
Silva inside again. I mean, just do it every time down.
Well, and that's, you see Coach Hands stand up immediately, kind of shake his head, and realize we're going to have to defend that differently.
I mean, if she's able to get it clean in that deep, there's not many people that are able to defend this.
Yeah, at 6'7", when you've got a defender on your back, she just makes that look so easy. Give her the ball, turn and shoot. Going to need a double team, going to need someone to front her. Going to have to make that a little more difficult. That entry needs to be more difficult.
UK's got a 10-point lead now. Really nice inside play, and Silva just goes right by the defense but misses the left-handed layup. Here comes the Norse. Spinning into the paint, trying to throw a pass, and it's stolen away, and that was Hamilton again. Key the lefty to Amoore. Open three for Cassidy Rowe, and off the back iron. Thought that one was good, looked good out of her hand. Kentucky now just 2 of 10 from the three-point line. I think the size is really bothering Idawu.
Well, this is that's it
There
right
she's
there.
open.
Yeah, that's how she's going to score and force Silva to come out and defend.
You know, you'd think with the size, Kentucky would be dominating the boards, but they only have a 1 rebound lead.
This will be Kentucky's first trip to the line.
Yep.
It's on number 35, Adowu. Her first, and the team first. Returning for the Cats, number 32, Amelia Hassett. Strack, 1 free throw remaining.
Kentucky now up 11 as they inch away. Hassett with the rebound from the second position. They go back inside again now, kick it out. Hassett loves the corner three. That one's no good. Strack with the rebound again, and they'll call a charge. Trying to turn the corner and maybe lowered her shoulder.
Well, the shot doesn't go for Amelia Hassett, but I like it. It looks good going inside. Northern Kentucky collapses with the double team. You kick it out to the wide open teammate in the corner. She hits those shots. This is that's only 1 for 2 from the three-point line, but you know, Kentucky's shooting 48%, 14 of 29, and it feels way worse than that.
Yes, it does. It really does. Oh, really nice move down the lane, but she couldn't finish, was Lacey. She knew Strack was behind her.
Great backdoor cuts here. Really, Northern Kentucky just making some nice cuts. That's good basketball.
Yep. Well, she had that.
Yeah, she did.
Strack had basically just said, go ahead.
Well, when when you're struggling against size, that's what you have to do. You pull them out, you're going to do 1 of 2 things. Either knock down shots and force them to come with a hand up, and when they do, you try to put the ball on the floor and go around them. Or they're going to hang back. They're going to sag back, but that's what we see Northern Kentucky do. They have that ability. All 5 players can step out and shoot.
So let me ask you this. Kentucky 20 of 25 in game 1 from the free throw line. That was their 4th free throw. Difference?
Yeah, just been a little more aggressive in terms of how they wanted to score Monday night. And I think that, we're seeing them try some different things, do a few different things purposefully, right? You're playing a different kind of team. You're still trying to figure out what kind of team you've got. So, yeah, this is just a matter of getting a little more aggressive on the offensive end.
Look at those hands of Amoore. Long three. Wow. Wow. What a shot by Anna Hamilton.
Beautiful shot. Amoore just grinned.
The 5'5" freshman, 1 of 4 from the three-point line in their game 1 versus Middle Tennessee. And she splashed that one.
Yeah, she got some great elevation on that one, though.
Corner 3 again. This time it's Key, and she's short. And again, she was able to get her feet underneath her, step into it. She was short on the 3. Mazzano. Now back to Lacey. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Hamilton again. Hamilton caught in the corner, and it's stolen away by Key. 3 seconds on the shot clock when she took it away. So now Kentucky, there's a 5-second difference in the shot clock and game clock. Amoore directing the offense to Hassett. Cassidy Rowe. Now at 12. This is the question. Who takes the shot at the end of the quarters, at the end of the game in those tough situations? Amoore was 7. She'll take a deep 3. And she knocks it down. Her first 3 of the night, Christy.
That answers your question.
Yeah. Lacey. Oh,
goodness.
Oh, in and out. Misses. But the Cats lead it by a baker's dozen.
Well, and this brings us out of that Monday night game thinking that, this team is mortal, that they are just mere mortals. They actually do miss some shots, but they'll make some adjustments coming into the second half.
36-23 is your score at the half. The Penguin knocks down a 3. Hi, everybody. Jeff Pecoro alongside Christy
My
Thomas
goodness.
from historic Memorial Coliseum. When the Penguin made that shot, Christy jumped out of her seat.
I can believe
Somebody's hitting a
he
three.
Threw it up. Yeah, somebody's hitting threes. Right. That Kentucky will like that to have a little bit of that in the second half. No question. Yeah.
They had some trouble shooting.
Yeah.
They got great shots. They
Yeah.
just weren't falling.
Yeah, they did get some great looks, but they were those 3-point shots for them just weren't going down. They're shooting 48% from the field. You look at that and you go, gosh, that's not bad at all.
Right.
What are we talking about? They've gotten some great looks at the 3-point basket. They just haven't gone down. They need to keep shooting those for sure, but I think the philosophy in the second half then is going to be until we can get that untracked, let's get something going to the rim. Let's put the ball on the floor. Let's drive. Let's get ourselves to the foul line. They didn't get to the foul, only 4 times at the foul line, so going to want to try to be a little more aggressive there.
Very impressed with the Northern Kentucky University team. I thought they played a great first half, but let's show you some highlights of the first half.
Well, Clara Strack, of course, just as sensational as she was on Monday night, she's following that up again tonight. Again, a player that's doing it all and can score in so many different ways. But this 1-2 punch of Clara Strack and Silva is fantastic. They have absolutely altered how Northern Kentucky is going to run their offense. But look at that nice little fadeaway. We keep saying that over and over again, that what you're seeing are such soft hands from the big. Both of them have such soft hands. So now you're talking about 7 blocks already in this first half. 19 is the record. So at some point, there is no question that this team is a team that can absolutely break that record. But Northern Kentucky going to have to find other ways to score. They do have 12 points in the paint. That's come from them driving and making some really great cuts. So Kentucky on the defensive end is going to have to do a much better job of keeping them from driving and then really overplaying those cuts so that they can't get the ball.
Like the patience I saw in Northern Kentucky offense. They worked the ball around. And also the patience for Kentucky. They didn't really force anything. Look, Georgia Amoore is a really good shooter. That 1-3 was all the way down the cylinder and jumped back out. So they're going to start falling.
Oh, this is a team that can shoot. There's no doubt about that. So like I say, when you look at what they did from the field, 15 of 31, 48%, by all accounts, you go, wow, we shot the ball really well. The problem is they were 3 of 12 from the 3-point line. But again, that doesn't mean you stop shooting. Those open looks, you've got to keep taking those. And Kenny Brooks wants them to take those shots. So they'll fall, but I think you'll start to see them get a little more aggressive trying to get some things going to the rim.
So the Norse get the ball to start this second half, and the shot clock already down to 7. And just nothing there. Hassett with another block, as she had that one easily. Lawrence, fast break, lays it in.
Didn't see a lot of fast break points for Kentucky in the first half, only 4. So really being able to get it out and go is another great way to get yourself going offensively if you've really struggled to kind of put the ball in the basket a little bit.
Idawu is just
a little out of sorts. Yeah, she's
out of sync right now because I think she's a little discouraged.
And just trying to, for that reason right there, right? You're just trying to figure out how to make that work. So as you take a look at this block here by Amelia Hassett and then just gets it out and goes quick. And nice job by Deja Lawrence getting ahead. Always eyes up, always looking for the ball. If you're going to run the floor, you want to get rewarded.
Oh, and they let her have, they do, the little continuation there from the NBA days. But she lays it in off the glass and got Clara Strack up in the air for the foul. So she'll go to the 3-point line and go to the free throw line and try to make an old-fashioned 3-pointer.
Clearly, this is something Northern Kentucky talked about in terms of making an adjustment, is getting the ball to her and letting her get involved in the offense, but she's got to start to figure out what that looks like, and that's her really making an adjustment.
Strack inside. She's a little upset she missed the pass back out to Amoore. 3 is no good, but Amoore picks that one up.
She wasted her dribble was the problem, right?
Yeah.
She wanted that dribble back to be able to make a move.
And they're going to ask about the shot clock. I thought the ball glazed off the rim on that hard 3 by Lawrence, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure I was paying close enough attention, to be honest with you.
It should have. They're going to look at it. So Kentucky can come over. Yeah, they're going to go take a look. Hey, we're going to
previous play is under review to determine whether or not the ball hit the rim.
So we'll take a quick timeout with them. 38-26 is your score as we're just underway in the second half. So we're back at Historic Memorial Coliseum, and as you can see, they are still reviewing this with the Hawkeye technology they have here at the Coliseum. Did it hit the rim? I think it does, right, Christy?
Well, it's hard to say kind of from that angle because that very well could have just hit the backboard there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I thought it hit it after it came off the glass, but from that angle, it doesn't look like it.
No, you almost need to see the other side of it or see it straight on. We're off to the right just a little bit, so that's tough.
Interesting, to say the least, on that shot. So they'll tell us here in just a second what they're going to do.
The ball did not hit the rim. Therefore,
No rim.
adjust the clock to 12 seconds.
So the ball did not hit the rim. They will readjust it to 12 seconds. So we heard that. Officials for tonight's game: Brenda Pejoya, Meta Christensen, and Jeffrey Smith. Entry to Strack, blocked it from behind. Battling inside is Strack with two Norse players. Well, that ball, she's not going to get many blocked like that from behind, is she?
Absolutely not. No, so you got to give credit to Idawu for sure.
Yeah. All right, so another miss for the Wildcats. And looking to cut this to a 10-point lead or 9 with the 3 is the Norse. Jason Jones out front. Here's Idawu. Back to Jones. Want to go inside to Wolterman, but now they kick it back around. Here's Blevins, 5 on the shot clock. Blevins into the paint. Idawu 3. That misses. And Tiana Key with the rebound, and they're going to get the foul there on Abby Wolterman, 6-foot junior.
Well, it's on number 14, Wolterman. Her first, and the team first.
Wolterman had 5 points and 3 rebounds in their opening loss to Middle Tennessee, 79-58. Lawrence drives into the paint. Short jumper is good.
There's Lawrence.
So 2 buckets now for Lawrence. She's got 4. Nine points in game 1. Ten blocks now for the Wildcats, 9 away from the record. Strack that ball, just couldn't get up. She couldn't grab it off her hip. And a turnover. Good thought.
A great thought.
Yeah, Lawrence had drawn the defense to her. And now they're going to call a foul on Hassett on the baseline. I mean, again, Christy, you have to know who you're throwing to and where to put passes to certain people. And if you're throwing to someone that big, don't put it down where she has to reach down, right? The better thing would be anywhere from chest up.
Yeah, she could have really just lobbed that up there,
Yeah,
too.
Instead
She
of a
could,
bounce pass, yeah.
Basket by Lacey.
That's Calissa Lacey who puts that one in. The 5'9" senior did not play in that first game. Played quite a bit here tonight. Amoore with the drive, kicks it out, and Lawrence knocks down the 3.
Lawrence needed that. That was a good bucket for her there. 7 points for her.
The Charlotte transfer. She had 9, as I said, in game 1, 7 here tonight already. 5 quick ones here in the second half. Long jumper, hard off the back iron. Hassett clears it. Kicks it over to Amoore, and she'll set the offense for the Wildcats.
Nice.
Shooter's touch.
That is
Touch, they say.
100%. You've got to have some nice spin and touch on the ball for it to bounce up, hit the backboard, and go back in.
So the Wildcats have made their last 3 shots now and have increased this lead to 17. Idawu blocked away by Strack. Blocked again, and they're going to get her with the foul on the second one.
So Georgia Amoore with the drive. She sees the defender come over to help. She keeps driving, and finds a wide open Deja Lawrence with a big bucket that Kentucky, you know, from a three-pointer perspective, definitely needed that.
So Lawrence and Key come out, and this is the big team for the Wildcats. They go with Silva at 6'7", Strack at 6'5", and Hassett
Also returning
at 6'3".
for NKU, number 33, Rosado.
Also into the game now for the Wildcats for the first time tonight, Lexi Blue, the freshman out of Orlando.
Yeah, gonna sit Strack with those 3 fouls.
Also with us, number 4, Lexi Blue.
Lexi got her feet wet in game 1, had 4 points there. All kinds of talent, all kinds of energy on the court.
Big upside for Lexi Blue.
Boy, Georgia had a thought there from 3. Little Euro step in the lane, and boy, Silva just uses her length. Blue, open 3, on the way, no good. Hassett tips it up and pulls it down. That's just height.
Well, it is. And there's not a
bad pass.
Not a whole lot you can do about that unless you've got to body up and continue to push back away from the rim.
Coach Brooks tells Blue, instead of coming across the court, point it to the point guard, and then she'll kick it over. Because that was read perfectly by the Norse, but not being able to finish the play. That one zipped back outside to Cassidy. Amoore will fire a long jumper. That's no good. Silva with the rebound. Wow.
Silva.
I think she surprises her coach a little bit out there sometimes.
Well, you got Gabby Rosano kind of looks at the officials like, what else do you want me to do? I thought I had her blocked out.
Jones pulls it back outside, 10 on the shot clock again. Here's Blevins. Boy, quick release there by Lacey, but
yeah, not an ideal shot. No.
You got to get your feet under you for that one. That was like a push shot. Amoore out front. A little give and go from Silva.
Offensive foul number 3.
She called that offensively on Amoore. She turned the corner and ran into the defender.
We have a timeout.
I guess she said the defender was there first and had her feet set. You talk about an experienced backcourt, Christy. Well, they got one in Kentucky.
Well, yeah, you consider both Deja Lawrence and Georgia Amoore 23 years old. They've played in a bunch of games and scored better than 3,000 points. You really couldn't ask for better than that if you're Kenny Brooks, because this is a situation where you're bringing in almost an entirely new roster. Only 2 players returned from last season. So, you know, this is a scenario where you've got to have some experience. You need some leadership. They're getting that both on the court and off the court. You can see there, Georgia Amoore in the huddle, always talking it up, always an extension of her coach.
And Deja Lawrence jumped at the opportunity to come here with Kenny Brooks and get that final year. And Georgia, of course, left just a wonderful situation at Virginia Tech to come here. All that she did there in her 4 years.
Oh, accomplished so much. I mean, put Virginia Tech women's basketball on the map. She and Kenny Brooks together did that, did some really wonderful things. It's her second block of the night.
Another block. Wow. When your 5'5" point guard has 2 blocks, you know you're doing something right. Hassett with the big rebound there, kicks it off to Amoore. Bounce pass to Hassett, but good defense there and knocked away by Macy Blevins. So Northern has missed their last 6 shots. They haven't scored in over 2 minutes. Silva's jumper a little strong there from about 12 feet. Here's Blevins. She's going to go all the way in, and they're going to call a foul on Hassett.
Number 32.
That's the 5th foul, so going to the free throw line will be Macy Blevins. Remember, in the women's game, 5 free throws a quarter. 5 fouls a quarter. You start shooting free throws.
That's right, and it's 2 shots, resets every quarter.
Did you play halves or quarters?
Halves.
Yeah. Do you like
I'm
quarters?
Old.
You like?
Oh, I love the quarter system. And I didn't think I would. You know, I honestly thought for somebody. Listen, the crowd goes nuts.
Oh, they get chicken.
They get a
chicken
free
sandwich.
chicken biscuit. Or
Chick-fil-A.
chicken sandwich. The crowd goes crazy when the people miss here.
I still haven't got my app working. It's ridiculous.
You're bound to know somebody that can help you with that. Every year.
It's horrible.
Got to get you your free chicken sandwich.
Just
That's a good deal,
franchise. So 3 minutes to play here in the third.
To your point, though, Jeff, honestly, you know, we were so used to that in the college game that, you know, I think it was hard to kind of wrap your mind around, but everybody in the game does that.
Every level of sport except Division I basketball.
And now except for the men, right? So it really is, you know, the game runs really smoothly. It moves along. It's great action. I love the reset of the foul. So, you know, since the women implemented this years ago, I think it's been great. I love it. The men would too. The men are a little slow to adopt it. I think they should.
So Hassett inside battling. The Australian can't get it to go, and out of bounds it goes. So here's Calissa Lacey, the 5'9" senior, and this was a deep 3 she hit. Gives her 10 points on the game, her second 3-pointer of the night.
Well, I'll tell you, what we've seen from Lacey is she's not afraid to pull the trigger just about anywhere at any time. So
Coach Hines wants a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
Reset his defense and offense. He's got to like the way that his team has played here. Very patient. But the 22nd ranked team in the country, Kentucky now. Again, those 3-pointers just aren't falling. 4 of 17 now for the game, Christy.
here's a look at how the SEC is faring in the top 25 in that preseason poll. Kentucky coming in, you mentioned it, at 22. Really a nice spot for the Cats, considering they were coming off a really disappointing season last year. But this just goes to show you 7 teams ranked in the top 25 in the SEC. That's the most among any conference in the country. It is a tough conference. It is not for the faint of heart.
Silva just can't buy one inside now. She couldn't miss anything earlier. On the floor was Lexi Blue trying to get the ball out of there, and I think that Kentucky called timeouts once she had control of the basketball, so they'll get a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout.
But what we missed there was the hands of Silva. She's got really soft hands when they throw her the ball.
And at 6'7", you know, oftentimes, you mentioned it earlier too, where when you get her into the strength and conditioning program where she can really get into that and develop some strength, she's going to be a vastly different player. But to be able to have those soft hands, you can't, you know, that's really hard to coach. Some of that is just an innate ability, and she certainly has it. And you've got to have that touch when you pass. You need, especially when you're working that high-low, when you're working that fadeaway that both she and Strack have, that's so nice when you're trying to work that mid-range jumper.
And there she is in the paint. She battles through the defense, gets it to fall, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Well, I think you see some growth in her game right there. When she gets the ball, she doesn't turn and just throw it up. She's a little off balance. She gathers herself there, splits 2 defenders, and then works. It's real growth in her game. You know, she didn't have a summer here. Yep. You know, Kenny Brooks talked to us about that, the fact that she just came straight here, had to settle into, first of all, being
Portugal.
an entirely new country. You're trying to figure out school and basketball and so many things on your plate as a young woman that are just so hard that I think a lot of us could never really deal with very well.
Said she was a little homesick the first couple weeks she was here.
My goodness.
Didn't really know the girls.
How would you not be?
Oh my, what a shot by Amoore. Wow. Off the glass for 2 more.
It's so tough.
13 now for Amoore.
Where's that been? We saw that in the first half out of that young lady, and then that just went away.
Amoore Morgan with the left hand. She puts it in. She has 6. Lacey, the only scorer in double figures for Northern with 10. Coming down to about a minute left here in the third quarter. Silva stuck on the wing. Gives it off to Lawrence. Silva lets her get the rebound. Cassidy Rowe, three-pointer. That's off the back iron, then the front iron. Here we go the other way. The ball just not falling from 3. 4 of 18 now are the Cats. Corner for Lacey. In and out. Ooh, nice rebound by Morgan. Kicks it back out. She'll fire another, and this one just off the mark as well. Well, she is certainly not afraid to shoot the basketball, is she?
She's gonna pull.
So Lacey coming over from Eastern Kentucky.
This is a great take here. You see her play through the contact.
Yep.
That shows you how strong she is. Watch this drive. We saw that in the first half a couple of times out of that young lady. The Norse need more of that.
So Lacey from Charleston, West Virginia, comes to Kentucky via Eastern Kentucky, or comes to Northern Kentucky, I should say, via Eastern Kentucky. All right, nice pass down low, and 6'5" to 6'7", and lays it in again.
Turn and shoot. That's it. Doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be cute, fancy, just turn and shoot. 6'5" with 6'7".
So J.C. Jones out front, 9 on the shot clock. Now to Morgan. 6 on the shot clock. Morgan, Lawrence all over, dribbles. I thought that was off her foot. It was off Lawrence's foot out of bounds. So 2.4 seconds here in the third. Still plenty of time to get a dribble or 2 before you take the shot. Here's Lacey. She'll fire from deep and tries to emulate what she did earlier in the game, but did not fall. They are now 3 of 15 from beyond the arc. Kentucky 4 of 18. George Amoore, she is something else. First team All-SEC player.
Well, the young lady's doing it all tonight. Kentucky really needed a shot in the arm defensively, and at 5'6", she's giving it to them with 3 blocks. I mean, this young lady is doing it. She's fearless. She plays with such a great head on her shoulders. She absolutely knows what she's doing, when she's doing it. Very calculated. She understands what her capabilities are. She understands how she can get her teammates involved, but this is a great stat line. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And Kentucky doing a great job taking care of the basketball tonight. Only 6 turnovers. I think you've got to love that even when you know your shot, the 3-point shot isn't falling, they have been efficient offensively otherwise, but you're taking care of the basketball, and it would be very easy when you're not knocking down 3-point shots to get frustrated and start to turn the ball over. And Kentucky's really done a nice job of keeping their heads, and Georgia Amoore is a big reason for that.
So the Wildcats lead as we head to the fourth now, 53 to 35. But the interior of Strack and Silva, again, another nice outing by them. 23 points right now and 14 rebounds.
Well, Northern Kentucky had 12 points in the paint in the first half. They only have 6 in the second half. So Kentucky's done a nice job of taking away the drive, taking away those cuts that they were getting beat on before, those backdoor cuts. They've taken that away, and now they haven't been able to get much going in the paint at all.
Boy, Hassett inside battling, and they're going to call a jump ball. And that was Abby Walterman. Number 14 from the Norse.
Possession arrow to the Wildcats.
So the Cats get it. And the arrow flips back to Northern on the next tie-up. Amoore walks it up the court. 5 of 13 from the floor tonight. She's played 30 minutes. Boom! Nice shot there by Deja Lawrence. Give her 10. Third player in double figures for the Cats.
Well, she's the only player to have 2 3-pointers. She's 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. So just a nice job of being able to find that open shot. Still going
Another
at it.
block. Boy, Wolterman is going to keep going at her, isn't she? Hassett stops, sets her feet, and it won't go off the back iron. Norse running, Kentucky back, so they'll reset the offense. Nice play there is a strip by Amoore. Silva grabs it, kicks it back to her.
Well, and what this will do to you if you're Northern Kentucky, first of all, it's deflating from an emotional and mental standpoint, but then physically you just start to really wear down.
So another double-double for Strack. Christy, that gives her 11 and 12 rebounds. I have no idea what she said. She said something to the players, and now they're going to let substitution, a couple coming in. Madison French and Gabby Rosano come into the game for Coach Hands. Wolterman will take a seat. There's Rosano. Looks a little taller than 6'2". Boy, nice bucket right there, right off the bench for Madison French, the 5'11" sophomore. And that's her first points of the season. She was 0 for 2 in game 1. And Strack does the exact same thing. Give me the ball, I'm just going to go straight to the basket.
Just taking it. That's when Hands goes back and looks at that on film, he's going to want to see some help. You cannot have, again, straight line drives without help. Somebody's got to rotate over and communicate.
Well, remember, Chrissy, that's something this team could not do last year. Straight line drives to the back end. 60-37 your score, 7:50 to go when we return. Have a night, Carla Strack, right?
Oh, no doubt. Clara Strack with 13 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks, but she's also 7 assists, so 3 away from a triple-double. But let's take a look at this play. This is how you read the defense. This is the ball comes in from Georgia Amoore to Clara Strack, and you've got a nice little pseudo screen, kind of a little rub here by Silva as she makes her way down to the block. And that's a deal. Idawu and Rosano just have to do a better job of talking. You take what the defense gives you, you're going to put the ball on the floor because, listen, if they come over and pick you up, then you can dump that ball down to Silva and still have the easy 2. But no communication from Northern Kentucky on who's going to pick her up. Wide open to the basket. Great job by Clara Strack, just reading what the defense gives her.
Well, there's another.
Not happening.
That's the 14th block of the night for the Cats. 5 away from the all-time record. Rosano. You know Lacey's firing. She grabbed that one and shot that like that. A little short on that one. She now 2 of 8 from the three-point line. But the only Norse player in double figures with 10. 7.5 minutes to play here. Silva drops it down to Strack. And Strack gets fouled on the way up, so she'll go to the free throw line. Boy, what a night. 13 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists.
Well, I love what happened right there. They huddle up right before the free throw, and Amoore comes over. She's pointing. She's telling everybody. Everybody's intently listening to what she says. What is she's talking about? What's going on? This is where we talk about being an extension of a coach on the floor. She wants to be a coach. She's showing all the signs and reasons why she should or could be. And she really, you know, you command the respect of your team a couple of different ways. One is that you play well and you play the correct way and you do things the right way. But you also, when you lead, you show your teammates that you know exactly what you're talking about. And she does it in all the right ways. Everything she does, from playing on the court, but then also helping coach and lead her team, is all done the right way.
Hassett 3, in and out again. Well, the three's just not falling tonight for the Cats. 5 of 21, 24%. Guess who? She fires and misses again from 3, and that's Kalissa Lacey. The 5'9" senior, not shy to shoot that shot. Boy, Silva just reaches over Rosano and then puts it in off the glass. Wow.
Well, there's more growth there for Silva. I like that. Again, she gets the rebound, but then she initiated the contact with the defender to try to create some space so she could go back up.
Jones. Lawrence gets that long rebound, and she's going to go all the way up and under. You can tell sometimes when a player gets the ball that they are going right to the basket. And she put her head down when she hit the K, and there wasn't going to be any stopping her.
For the North, number 20, Blevins returns. And for the Wildcats, number 7, Tiani Key.
They're still trying to figure out who they're coming in for. So now Kentucky with 4 young ladies that are 6'3" or better on the court.
Oh, nice.
And they go inside and get a basket. Is French.
It's a good take there, going up and under, using the rim. Going up under to try to help keep the length of Kentucky is such a problem.
There they go. Oh, she wanted that assist, Strack did. That went off the leg of the Northern Kentucky player, and they were going to call it Kentucky or Northern's ball. And now they change it. Yep. So still 12 on the shot clock. Hassett, another 3 on the way, and again, another miss. But coach not mad. He just told her, keep shooting.
It's a great shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
there.
mean, that was the play they used.
That's right.
I mean, specifically to open to get a three-point shooter open.
Isn't that what you want to hear as a player?
That's
you have
right.
to love that. You look over at your coach, and instead of him, he's not rolling his eyes and he's not shaking his head. He's saying, keep shooting. That's it.
Shooters shoot themselves out of many slumps. Nice drive to the bucket there by Blevins, but couldn't get it up over the rim. And now here comes Amoore the other way. Inside of 5 minutes to play now. Key dumps it, Silva, back to Key. Back outside to Amoore. See, they pass up on some nice shots to try to get a better shot, right?
Yeah, well, and you have the luxury at this point of really being able to be patient.
Oh, nicely done by Hassett. She's been shooting a 3, and that time they overplayed her. She takes the baseline and lays it in.
Yeah, very smart, especially when you've been struggling there. Sometimes that's exactly what you need, is something really point-blank range at the rim, easy.
So 5 points for Hassett. Along with, are you ready this? 14 rebounds. So she has been working inside. She had 9 rebounds in game 1. Boy, nice ball movement, and another block by Silva. Wow. She came out of nowhere at 6'7" to block that one. Then they reward her by getting her the ball down low. Turnaround is good. Wow.
So good. That's so good. Well,
Just a freshman.
Listen, what we had talked at shoot around today as well about Northern Kentucky going 5 out, everyone's shooting. And if you've got to close out, you're not always used to doing that as a post player, having to close out to defend. But when you've got that kind of length, even if you get beat and a player's going to get a shot off, when you're long like Silva is, or Clara Strack, or Amelia Hassett, when you've got that kind of length, you can block shots just like that.
I mean, that came out of nowhere. I think the one thing she needs to work on the defensive end is positioning for rebounds. She had 14.7 rebounds in game 1 tonight, 18 points, just 4 rebounds. It's 6'7". You would think she'd be getting more than that. But again, you could also be away from the basket depending on who your guard is.
Sure, but this is all learning, right? When we consider that she's young and playing basketball here in America for the first time. But as I look at this, I love what Kenny Brooks has been able to do in these first 2 games, and that's play around with a lot of different lineups and really look.
trying to give a little give and go to the corner to Rowe. There was a foul,
and I say smallest, but you know, Tiani Key at 6'4".
Yeah. Hassett at 6'3".
Hassett listed at 6'3", so you know, even
Lexi 6'2".
And that's so we're talking about one of their smaller lineups,
which would have been the biggest lineup last season.
That's right. Still some great size.
Lexi's 3 bounces off the backboard and out. Boy, they just not falling tonight. Now 5 of 23. Good defense by Cassidy Rowe. Just did not give any ground to Anna Hamilton.
Wildcat ball.
So the Cats will get it here at the timeline. And now coming into the game, Gabby Brooks, the daughter of Coach Kenny, and also Tana Becker from Winnipeg, Canada. She had 5 points Monday night. So now this may be the small lineup.
Smallish, yeah.
6'1" Tana and 6'2" Lexi Blue, along basically with the 3 guards. Here's Tyler. Boy, Lexi will fire it up there. Two minutes to play here. And nice play by Becker with the steal. She's going all the way up and under. Hannah Becker.
Very nice.
Yep. Paige Hudson also in the game for the Norse. This is her with the ball out front. Oh, nice little backdoor cut right there. Nicely done by the 6'4" senior from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Minute and a half left in this one. Here's Cassidy Rowe. Gabby Brooks. Oh, nice. Nice crossover. Then she lost it when she tried to gather herself.
A second crossover back to that left hand would have been perfect.
Here comes the Cats on the run, 3-on-2. Lexi's gonna take it in the left hand, and she can't get it to fall. So inside a minute now, and the ball goes out of bounds. That'll go to Kentucky.
Wildcat ball.
Again, Kentucky just burning time, 20 seconds. Sanaya Tyler goes down the lane, kicks it off to Blue. Rowe, she'll fire. And boy, they're just not falling here at the end of really this whole game from the three-point line. Kentucky's going to finish this game 5 of 25, just 20% from beyond the arc. But their defense really good, and Carla Strack really good.
Listen, Clara Strack is really something to see, but you have to love the 1-2 punch. You've got, again, 4 players that are in double figures for Kentucky. A lot of good things happened. They made some great adjustments at halftime. I think their defense, they came back out with some real intensity. They limited what Northern Kentucky could get done in the second half, and then they got a little more efficient on the offensive end. Those three-pointers didn't go, but they took great shots. They were good looks, and those will go.
So we are going to be joined here in just a minute by Clara Strack, who had a sensational game tonight, almost a triple-double. 15 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists as Kentucky wins it 70-41 here. And again, you've got to like, Christy, the fact that you only shoot 20% from beyond the arc, and yet you win this game comfortably.
Absolutely. Well, that's showing you that they're able to get it done, you know, taking a lot of three-point shots, 5 of 25. 25 is a lot of three-point shots, but, you know, they're able to get it done regardless.
Well, they did a great job on the board as well. 52-34 advantage there. So nicely done. And we are going to start making a habit of this. And we should just call her the third person and on our crew here, as we are joined by Clara Strack, who sensational game tonight, almost a triple-double. You were 2 assists short. Have you ever had a triple-double before? Did
so
you
close.
know that towards the end of the game or no?
No, I did not.
They didn't tell you? Okay. I want to ask you first question here. 3-pointers tonight. This is a team that not really lives and dies by it, but tonight they just wouldn't fall. But in the end, you still win by a comfortable margin. What's that tell you about this team?
Yeah, I mean, early we were obviously struggling. A lot of shots weren't falling all over the place. But, I mean, it showed that we can stay together and we can get through things like that and we can get it done another way.
Jeff mentioned the 8 assists that you had. You have such a great touch when passing the ball. Is that something that you've always been able to do, or have you had to work at that?
I would say I've been able to do it for a while. I think that obviously we do work on it, like the high-low with me and Clara.
Yeah.
Like we work on that a lot in practice, so I think that's something that comes pretty naturally now.
So at 6'5" and 6'7", it's just a matter of just put it where your teammate can catch it, and that's it. I mean, you guys do that so well, but you also block shots very well without fouling and keeping the ball in play. That's not something that always happens very easily as well either. Do you all work on that in practice?
I wouldn't say we really work on that. Coach Brooks, I don't know if he's the biggest fan of always looking to block shots.
Yeah.
Obviously, we try to stay out of foul trouble, but yeah, we do that pretty well.
Yeah, you guys had 16 tonight. I think that's going to end up being second most in program history for a game. Yeah, so I think that's impressive too, but 4 of them for you as well. So a little bit slower start tonight, obviously, for you guys. What I said during the broadcast was you guys seemed mortal, to our mere mortals in this game. So when you guys are struggling to shoot, Coach Brooks, it seems, though, will tell you guys just to keep shooting. Is that the message?
Yeah, I mean, we're a team of shooters. We can all make shots, so I think times like that, you just have to keep shooting and just wait for them to fall, because they'll fall.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a final question here about your teammate, Silva. She's just a freshman. Yeah, I mean, you're only a sophomore. It's not like we're talking, but it's amazing to see the growth in her as because she wasn't with you guys all through the summer, and sometimes you got to look back and go, just a freshman. Pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah, she's really an amazing player. She's very helpful for us. Obviously, she's getting a lot of minutes, so I think we need her. We need her to be good for us, so I think she's doing a really good job.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Almost a triple-double. We'll get that.
Oh, yeah, no, it's happening. I have no doubt it's happening. Congratulations.
15, 13, and 8. That's a pretty good stat line.
Indeed.
We will take it. So the Wildcats win it 70-41 to go to 2-0 on this young season. And Christy, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, a little slower start, but I think I loved how this team adjusted. I love the fact they faced some adversity and they fought through it. I think all of that are good signs, but you're going to love what you see out of this team as they continue to grow.
So we will be back with you on Monday night as Wofford comes to town. That game at 6 o'clock. But again, the final here, 70-41 for Christy Thomas. I'm Jeff Pecoro. So long, everyone.